Hello there, Comic Clan, and welcome to Comics and Cross, the greatest streamers you have never heard of. I, of course, am one of your hosts, as always, Cross, sitting side by side with my partner in crime, Nitro.
What's up, everybody?
And we are here with some very exciting guests today to talk some more Dominion. If you have watched our channel for any length of time, you know at least one of these gentlemen. I don't think Daniel's been on our actual podcast itself before. So it's the first time for him, but if you've been here at any length of time, you know Dr. Barron Bell. He's been on the show multiple times, and it is such a pleasure to have him back. Thank you so much for joining us again, Dr. Bell. We really appreciate you coming on, man.
And thanks for opening the door for me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It is always a pleasure, and we're going to get Daniel in a little second. You can see his camera's off and he's muted down in the corner. He is actually at Comic-Con right now. I believe it's Capital City Comic-Con.
Capital City Comic-Con in Lansing, Michigan at the moment. Terminus has a booth set up, and we've just been just mixing, mingling with the people. It's like when we're doing these books and everything, we don't really get to, every once in a while we get to kind of know what fans are thinking. But when you're on the ground, it's like that's a whole different thing. It's like actually being at a comic book store, but in a huge kind of setting like that. So it's really, really cool to be able to see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's such a pleasure. This is an absolute first for us. We're going to have Daniel popping in live from the con, talking to us, chatting us a little bit about how things are going with selling Dominion. He's there selling Terminus Media products. A big part of that is the Dominion
Wheeling
series.
and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing. He's good at it. He's very good at it.
So I'm going to drop him a message to see if he is ready to pop in. But thank you so much for coming in, Dr. Bill, to talk about Chapter 4.
Man, happy to be here, and we're working hard. We're I would say 3/4 of the way finished. We'll be done by the end of the month.
That's awesome.
And so it's just we just put up the Indiegogo campaign, and we're just very happy to kind of get that started, and really, we're trying to increase our visibility, and really setting ourselves as an alternative to a lot of the stuff that's out there right now that's not necessarily as family friendly as it should be. And so Dominion and Terminus, we do want to present a nice alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Dr. Bill mentioned, the Indiegogo itself is live right now. Nitro's just chucked it in chat. If you also at any point need that link, !Dominion in chat, it will pull up the link for that. Straight to their Indiegogo page. It is live. I've already managed to opt in and get myself one of those beautiful variant covers that is coming out for this issue. Done by the legendary Matt Baker. Like I saw that and I'm like, yep, I'm getting that. That's a must have.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of the artwork that I know you're gonna show soon. So it's like, you'll see all that stuff. Yeah, Matt Baker. What a blessing. That brother, man. For those of you guys who don't really know, Matt is one of our artists that we work with. He's based in Australia, and he did work on the Samson comic book. Which is also like pretty sick. Oh,
there we go. Hey Daniel, you hear us okay?
Yeah, no, Hancock got the con.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We are doing good. How's it going at the con?
We're here at Comic-Con in Lansing.
Nice.
Oh,
Darth Vader.
Pretty big event going on right now on the main stage.
That's
a lot of here. We're running out of books. Check it out. Inventory is low.
Nice. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal problem. And that's a great spot for a table as well. You're right. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Rocking the table all weekend.
She is a Terminus employee in training.
Nice.
Vader right there.
Isn't it awesome getting a good shot of the con here?
That's amazing.
I miss going to Comic-Con.
I miss Comic-Con so much. I was literally just thinking that. Like, it's been too long. I need to get back to a con, man.
We need to go again.
You see that's under there?
Is it awesome?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun out here. I can't hear you guys very well, so I'm going to move to somewhere else. But I want to introduce you to some people real quick, okay?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
This is Sean Sadman. He is the author of the Runefeld trilogy. He's my table name today.
Nice.
Nice.
It's been great.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome. Pleasure to meet you.
Where can they find you, man?
find me on Facebook. You can look for Runefell.
Runefell? I'll definitely look that up. Nice.
Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Nice.
That's some nice artwork there.
Nice.
Same is the ever lost immortal.
Nice.
Table neighbor. Good guys.
That is awesome, man. Looks like things are going great.
Awesome indie content.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I'll be back on in a sec.
No problem. Good to see you, Daniel. But yeah, so Daniel's going to pop back in to kind of chat with us. Obviously, he's having issues hearing us. Like, I did not realize that his table was like literally right across from the main stage, and I'm like,
he was bragging about that.
I was going to say, did Terminus like throw us a few extra bucks there? That's a prime location to get that table, like right at the main stage.
Use some of his sweet talking skills to get it.
Yeah, actually, we're going to also be with another organization who's going to San Diego Comic-Con with our products as well. So yeah, man. So we're
cool.
trying to like get people out in public with this stuff. So it's gonna be really cool.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. I really miss going.
I am so freaking jealous right now. Like, I want to go to a con so bad.
I know.
I'm like, hey, Ecto 1, nice.
Heck yeah, dude.
Sorry, I'm completely just not being a podcast host right now, and I'm just geeking out, looking at the con. I'm like,
we're living vicariously through you right now, Daniel.
Oh, he's just teasing us at this point.
Yeah, I know, this is just so not fair.
You big jerk.
This is just so not fair. He's just showing off the con. I'm like, we get it. You get to be at a con. Good for you. But this is awesome, and it's phenomenal to hear that like the Dominion is expanding out and like starting to get the word out there, because I mean, that's the reason we've had you guys on the show so often. Is like, honestly, we love the comics. The comics are phenomenal, and there's not enough people talking about it and getting to see that product. And especially when you're talking about a Christian comic, like if you say that word to a lot of normal people, it's like they're not gonna. They're like,
yeah. I
mean, but it's worth getting into, even just from a comic perspective. You're going to love this comic, let alone the fact that you get this biblical message with it as well. It's amazing. And
well, my thing is, you know, honestly, and this is what we've been talking about. You know, we're wanting to present good quality, family-friendly entertainment for Christian audiences, but secular audiences too. And how do you do that? You do that by having good story and really good art as well. But we're also a business, so so we do understand that, you know, it takes money to make money, and so we've been discussing, okay, well, what do we need to do to expand hopefully? Part of it is getting out in the world, like Daniel's doing. Part of it is buying ads, which we're going to be talking to Salem Media Group this week to
you guys hear me now?
Start advertising on shows and other things, man. Advertising is a huge thing that you have to do to get the word out about your product. And we can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, then that's, it's like a tree falling in the forest. Doesn't even make a sound if no one hears it. So absolutely. So for us, I think the past couple of years has really just been defining the product and really having a good solid proof of concept. And y'all see, by the way, go to the Indiegogo page. Please go to Indiegogo and buy some books. You'll see that the fourth chapter of Dominion is kind of like Star Wars Episode 4. It's like the first thing that you see of the actual universe, the world. Starts kind of like midstream, because the characters are so well defined, and this is like the not to say that the other books weren't as good, because that's how we got to where we are right now with the storytelling. Absolutely. But now we've learned a whole lot of lessons through the production of those books and storytelling and streamlining the process, and bringing Daniel on to help with storytelling and enriching the universe that we're creating, and helping our technology and bringing on artists. And so now we're at a point where it's like, okay, wow, the book 4 looks a marked improvement over the last books because we've been putting in all that effort.
Yeah, I know we
Absolutely.
kind of talked about it a little bit before the stream, but Cross and I immediately noticed like the art in Volume 1 was phenomenal, but like the art that we've seen so far for issue 4 is like it's on another level. And I know one of the first things we talked about when we first ever met, I think, was just the quality of Christian entertainment and like how like we should be as good, if not better, than what's out there already. And just that relentless striving for improvement and just bettering the product is really, really cool to see.
No,
yeah, I mean, I don't see. There's no reason why we can't be better. Look at what's out there. Come on, man. I mean, really, well, we'll get into that later, but
yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing though, is like, I mean, because that's one of the things that we've been venturing into, is that there's this whole world of indie comics out there, and it's like that are trying to tell phenomenal stories, and there's no reason as a Christian company we can't be part of that. We can't be involved in that and telling this, and helping to push stuff to become better,
Well, I mean, I think that, when you partner with other, groups like you guys and other artists out there, it kind of, reinforces the army. We're a big army now, you know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of really great stuff that is not in the mainstream, that's independent based, that really can get the views, get the attention, make the money. Look at what, Daily Wire's doing. And it's just like, the more you do that, the more legitimacy you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how have you found it, Daniel? Because, and first of all, welcome for Daniel Hancock, one of the co-writers and a member of the Terminus Media crew. I think it's your first official time on the actual Comics and the Cross podcast itself.
Is it?
I think so, because we did obviously the big events for Terminus, but I think it's your first time on our actual podcast. So welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, it was so chaotic there at the beginning.
No, it's amazing. Good, we're all just sitting here going, he's just walking around this con just to make us all jealous, because we're all sitting here in our houses watching him.
We were all like, we miss going to con.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It's some of the merch on show.
Nice.
So how has it been actually being out there? Because you're actually getting to rub shoulders with some of the fans. You're getting to talk to people at cons and getting to, for a lot of people, you're getting to introduce them to what Dominion is and what Terminus Media is. Because for our circles of Christians that are fans of comic books, it's becoming a big name. Dominion's getting known, Terminus is getting known, but out in an actual Comic-Con, Terminus is still this little known company and Dominion's this little known title. So how has it been connecting with fans and introducing them to the world?
Yeah, it's pretty great. We've had some awesome conversations, a lot of interest. And I'm kind of shocked because it's, relatively speaking, we're small.
Mm-hmm.
Our table is kind of small. We've only got so many titles on the booth, as you can see. We got our cool little screen, our backdrop, and everything, so we're set up pretty well. But there's a lot of content here. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of vendors here, hundreds, maybe. And we're looking, I'm looking at comics for my kids, looking around at stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So it's nice. We've been selling books, and so it says something about the artwork. It says something about the the product that we're creating, that people who haven't heard anything about it are interested in what we're doing, even at a glance. Walking up to the table, they don't know anything about this company, they don't know anything about the story or the books that we're making, and we're selling books, and so that's really awesome. We have had some good conversations about parents with kids. We have had some of that where they're looking for something good, something that they can trust, and so we've had the opportunity to share the book with a few young families and such that are looking for a good thing that they can hand off to their kids to read. I've been pitching Princess Michael with her robot bracelet to some kids, and we've been obviously the general appeal for the spaceships and the mechs and everything have been huge among the kids, and so we've got our trailers playing and such. I've been able to come watch it, a little bit about where it's going. A lot of people are interested to see that it's a new series, that it's coming out as we speak. We launched the Indiegogo, this weekend. So I get to go like this, here's chapters 1 through 3. We got a graphic novel of it, and then I'm pointing at the banner behind me saying, and that's just went up on Indiegogo. You know, go check it out.
It's literally live now. Like, you can literally pick up this trade, and then you're good to go to jump into where the story is. It's like, it's not like you need to read 10 volumes to get caught up. It's happening now, you know.
You can keep following it as it comes out, you know, so that's been a nice selling point as well. You know, and we've also had some conversations about kind of the redundancy of the general media and mainstream storylines. We talked a little bit about the big two and the challenges that people are running up against there, just with the content not being what it was or not appealing to them anymore.
Yeah.
And so for people saying, you know, we're looking for something new, and I'm like, you've come to the right place. This is it. You know, so yeah, that's been happening too. But yeah, we haven't run into a whole lot of people who know anything about us at all. You know, I mean, I'm in Lansing myself here. Well, I live here, but you know, I don't have a huge network of people who are aware of what we're doing. At least not in the comic book world. My fan group tends to be more from my theater stuff and my other projects. You know, not really from this crowd here at the con. You know, so I think we're kind of starting that base now, letting people know that it exists here today. So.
But I think that's phenomenal, though. The fact that you're saying that that's not really like the community that was round about you. Is like, even though you're in like hometown turf, it's like that's not the community base that you had. So it wasn't like everyone's just coming to like, oh yeah, Daniel, I know him. We'll go up and see what he's up to. It's like and I think that speaks a lot to, like, first of all, it speaks a lot to yourself, which, you know, when you were muted and off screen, like, Barron spoke very highly about you being a phenomenal salesman and a man of the people, like, you know, like, just connect and, like, and you do, you've got an amazing personality, just kind of, I've watched you just chat and connect with people, and it's amazing, and I think that's a big part of it, but it also speaks highly to the product as well that you're selling, of, like, that you're selling something that people actually, when they realise what it is, are like, actually, no, I kind of want to check that out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I actually felt if I walk away from the table, we have like a magic sales opportunity, because every time I'd leave, my niece would sell something while I was away. Nice. So I was making trips away. But, you know, she's 15.
Yeah. That's why you wandered off from the table and starts going round the con and stuff. Right. Nothing to do with just wandering the con. It's like no. She's selling books. It's fine.
Yeah, she's been great, and so it's nice to have her here too, because some of the younger people are coming up and talking with her about it. You know, I try to stay young, but I'm an old guy, you know, and so some of the teenagers and such are coming over and talking with her a little bit, and she's kind of you know, talking about the artwork, and she can talk it up on a different level than me being one of the creators.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's always awkward to be like, check out my book, it's so great. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's always phenomenal when someone else is talking your book up, because, like, you're, as a creator, it's like, well, of course you're speaking your book up. You made it. You want to freaking sell the book. You know, you want to get the product out there, and it's like, but when someone else is going, you know what, this is amazing, check this out, especially someone that you can connect with, like you said, she's hitting that younger demographic and showing, hey, you're looking for comics, and kind of like what you alluded to, like, a lot of people are getting disillusioned with certain aspects of the comic world, especially with the big two. And it's like, the market's wide open for stuff like this to go, hey, check this out, this is phenomenal. And, you know, start getting the word out there. And the Dominion is one of these comics that's worth getting into. You know, that's amazing. Yeah.
We've been kind of like quietly talking, you know, but we are working toward animation and other larger goals for Dominion. Yeah. And so it has come up, you know, over the weekend here, people are asking about it, because we got the animated, you know, semi-animated trailers and such going on. So people, I think, would be definitely down for that. We've got like eyes light up. You know, and they go, oh, it's going to be a new thing, you know. And so I think that is potential for that, you know, for a fan base to develop around that as well.
Definitely. So and I mean, you're partway there to that, because, like, with the trailers and stuff, like, if you watch the trailers for Dominion, which unfortunately I don't have any set up now, but if you go and check them out, it's like they're almost like the beginning of motion comics. Like, there's just enough animation and movement to them. There's phenomenal voiceover work happening on them. It's like literally just watching some of the motion comics that have been made about some of, you know, that a lot of the other companies have done. And it's like, it's perfectly set up for that. Like, yeah, we could turn that into an animation. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But that also speaks as well. And that's a compliment I do want to give to you guys and to Terminus, is you guys are selling us, and like you said, Terminus is a fairly smaller company compared to a lot of these vendors. Dominion's like just going into its 4th chapter. But like so much has been done, like you said, you guys have came out there running. Like the fact of you've got animated trailers, you've got the big banner set up. You're like, you guys are all over social media. Like Dominion is constantly being posted. Like even when the new chapter's not coming out, like you guys are posting artwork and posting updates and keeping people connected. Like the amount of stuff that you all do for like to push this and show people like what's going on is like it can't be understated. Like, you know, that you're getting the product out there for people and getting it out to where as many eyes as possible can see it, or many eyes can be drawn in to check it out. You know, and
we can't underestimate the power of hustle.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth. I mean, you know, I think that you can be as talented as you want, but if you don't hustle, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be on that hamster wheel. We definitely want to, you know, listen, man, I'm a college professor. I teach at Liberty University. I've developed comic book courses and master's level courses and stuff like that. But I'm still a learner too. You know, I have new students coming through my courses all the time. I'm like, how did you do that, dude? Tell me how you did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the 3D modeling that we've been getting into for chapter 4. You know, I've developed a course at Liberty, but I also have students coming through that class too. And I'm like, tell me how you did that. You know what I'm saying? How did you create that shader or whatever? And so it's like, you know, we are humble because the Lord has allowed us to graciously have these gifts and abilities. And we know that that's a part of the thing that we need to do is stay humble, but we also know that we need to hustle, we need to work hard, we need to continue to level up our skills, we need to continue to expand the base. And I really see the proposition of growth as one person at a time. It's relationship building. That's why what Daniel is doing is amazing, because what Daniel is doing and his niece, they are not just creating customers, they're creating friends. Right. They're creating friends. And guess what? Friends will come and support you regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so not to say that we seek to put out crap, but you know what I'm saying? Your friend will come support you even if it is crappy.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
guys, I do one more shout out with you, and then I'm going to go help my niece at the table again, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Introduce you to Matthew Rodriguez from Ideas from Mars.
Oh,
He's here.
yeah.
Came down to Lansing, so I'm going to run over here to his booth real quick and just introduce you. So
Absolutely.
I'll find him, and then I'll just have him say hi, and then I'll get off, okay?
Yeah, no worries, Daniel. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you even coming in for the call. Like, the man's working his butt off all weekend and decides, like, yeah, really, I'm still going to be part of this podcast.
Listen, man, he's been there for 3 days, man. So it's like, you know, he definitely deserves a break after this.
I think so.
Not to mention, he's just writing all sorts of stuff.
The big bucks, right, parents?
Yeah, that's what they say. Let's keep up that illusion. We're still a small publisher.
Hey guys, I am Matthew Rodriguez.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Live. You're live. Yeah.
We're live right now on Twitch.
Yeah. Just straighten up the hat. Straighten up your live.
Yes, these are my guys. Yeah.
How's it going? Good to see you.
What's up?
And,
So you guys want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, show us, man. Show us.
A little mashup.
Nice.
That is awesome. Love it.
Yes.
I'm working on a couple mashups right now. So basically, things that make sense.
I love it.
Oh my.
That is cool. That is cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
here's Ideas from Mars. There you go.
Yep, that's me. So we got Modern Wonders #2 just dropped.
All right
Nice.
now.
Issue #1. And then we got a lot of posters, and basically in this world, the theme is all it takes is a little wonder. That if you have, it means you have a superpower in this world. So it's kind of a universe called the Wonderverse that I created. And we're here trying to sling books. So
Nice.
Yeah, and then we got over here my other book called The Defenders of Eden. It's kind of a throwback He-Man and Thundercat style comic book with wonderful creative art. Here, I'll show you. I mean, when your designer designs this as your ship you travel around in,
heck yeah, dude.
that's pretty cool.
That is amazing. I love it. That is phenomenal.
That's
I appreciate it. And then we got Disciple 6, which I'm revamping a lot of with this boy right here. But Disciple 6 is essentially these 6 characters, they die, and when they get to heaven, they get the opportunity. Do you want to go back with the power, or do you want to, go on to glory? And they decide to come back and make a difference with the superpower. Because I figure Hellboy, Constantine, Ghost Rider, there's so many characters. Like, why is the devil the only one giving out superpower? Like,
that is a really cool. That is awesome.
Amen. What a great idea.
Disciple 6 right there. So
what a great idea.
Okay, I am definitely sending Matt a message. I'm getting some of these comics. They look amazing.
Heck yeah, dude. Yes. Yeah, that's
awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
That's like straight up a He-Man to
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
All right, man.
Oh man,
love it. Thank you so much.
I'm heading back to my.
No worries.
Beth, that's our man on the street.
Matthew runs the Tulip City Comic Con and Toy Fair, and so that's where they gave us a booth for Terminus this year, and so I was able to go out there for his event, and that was pretty sweet, So, so he heard about this one in my hometown and decided to come set up a table. So normally he's running the event. This time he got to just have a table at an event.
That is so cool. That is cool. I am so sending him a message. Those comics look amazing. I'm definitely going to check those out. Those look awesome.
By the way, just so you know, Barron, we're down. That's all we got. So
how many?
6 left.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
The rest of the Samson, so the first run print of Samson are all gone. All of the first edition ones, except for the 3 that I held back for samples, those are all sold. So there's no more of the individual comics. You guys got the one. You already got yours, guys, right?
Yeah. We got ours.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty well here. I guess that some of the other booths have had kind of a hard weekend, but not for us. We're doing good. So
that's
praise God,
awesome.
Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus.
We
give
Amen.
Praise. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
There, she's probably sold more than I have, honestly.
We'll give her the raise, Daniel.
All right, sounds good. See you guys.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Take care. Have a good weekend at the con, man.
See you, Daniel.
Talk to you later, Daniel.
Dr. Bell, you mentioned something earlier, because I've thought about this quite a bit, and I've heard similar things from other creatives. You talked about the power of hustle, and there's really talented people out there that don't necessarily know how to market themselves or how to hustle like they need to. Can you talk about that a little bit and what that means, what that looks like?
Yeah, like I was saying a minute ago, for me, one of the things that I realized, and by the way, I didn't go to business school. I don't know anything about that, but I do know the one thing that is good in sales is relationship. Mm-hmm. It really is. The way you have to think about it is, in order to get a fan base, you have to connect with them at the heart level before you can get their money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's like really trying to, if you think about it, listen, man, just like what Daniel's doing, having a conversation. Listen, when you get one person to talk good about you, they probably will talk good about you to 3 or 4 more people. Mm-hmm. Because you gain their trust. Multiply that by 100 and multiply that by 1,000 and multiply that by 10,000. And then you have maybe over 100,000 friends, not customers. I don't see anybody who purchases the book as a customer. They are my friend. Meaning, guess what? You go to contact@terminusmedia.com and you say, hey, listen, I have a question for Dr. Bell. Dr. Bell will respond. Mm-hmm. I will respond. I will set up a Zoom with you. I will, walk you through, perspective or whatever it is. And that's really what we do. You know what I'm saying? That is the essence of the gospel. Mm-hmm. It's not about going to church and all this other stuff, which is good. That's a part of growth. But to expand the kingdom, it's all about talking to people who don't necessarily like what you may be saying or know you, or they may have misconceptions about you or whatever. Man, listen, I don't care who you are. I have a twin brother. I'm saved, he's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm more conservative, he's more liberal. But guess what? We are fans. We are geeks. The thing listen, I can call him up any day of the week and be like, yo, bro, did you see Thor, or did you see whatever? You know what I'm saying? Man, that Halo show though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we automatically have point of reference to grow and talk and expand our relationship. And I love him. He's one of my best friends. And so it's like, it really is all about how do we gain more friends just by, talking to people. And then eventually they want to invest in you because they appreciate you, because you're their friend. And then we can get into more of the technical things about the story and all that stuff. But yeah, it really is one at a time. Just make friends, man. Talk to people, share your work, share your artwork, share your vision. I mean, that's how Daniel became one of my best friends, and my co-writer. And I don't ever want to not do anything with him, because I talked with him, I shared the vision, he got the vision, and then he wanted to be a part of it.
No, absolutely. So, awesome. And it's really interesting just to hear you kind of saying that, because it makes so much sense, but yet it's almost like in the face of what you're kind of taught from a business side of point. Like doing business stuff is usually the more capitalistic way of, like, step on whoever, make whatever you can, push everyone out the road. And it's like, it's almost like that's become a mentality for it. But like the way you're describing it honestly makes so much sense. It's like it's such a gospel laden thing as well, of what were we called to do above all else? We were called to love. We were called to love people. So actually connecting with people, showing love to them, showing interest in them, actually bonding on a level with them is like opens so much to them.
It's actually it's good business practice.
Yeah.
If you want to grow your business, you want people to be invested in you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Then your brand, you can sell as many product SKUs as you want to. People can pick and choose what they want, but they will buy something. So for us, and I think a lot of businesses get it wrong because they try to scale so quickly. We're like the turtle in the race. You know what I'm saying? For us, it's like slow and steady. Daniel had to talk me off the cliff a couple of times when I'm like, man, I don't really see much happening, whatever. But Daniel's like, man, listen, you know what I'm saying? Just let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. What is that old saying? 1,000-mile journey begins with the first step. You just have to keep just one step in front of the other and keep it moving.
And the thing with it as well is, like, even just like in the comic industry, and we kind of had a little chat about it during, like, with Daniel on and stuff, but like the comic industry is like, it's shifting so much. Apparently my light decided to work. It's like it's shifting so much, because like for a long time the comic industry was literally Marvel and DC. And that was it, and anyone to break through was non-existent. But like there are so many amazing comic book companies out there now doing so many amazing things. Like I posted stuff, was it like last month or something, about comic companies that are releasing companies. Like one of them was like Black Sand Entertainment, which is doing this amazing stuff, and they've been doing it. They were on like Shark Tank and everything.
Oh yeah.
Never heard of them. I'd never heard of them before. Like, how have I never heard of this company? And there's so many companies doing so many things. It's like that. But it's so open now to the fact that like, it doesn't have to be a Marvel or DC property. The comic book industry is not just about superheroes. The comic book industry is changing so much.
You know what happened though, Ross? I do believe that COVID was the best thing to happen, the worst thing to happen, and the best thing to happen. It was the worst thing because, of course, the lockdowns and whatever. And like I was telling you before, my wife and I we were wanting to go to Scotland and all that stuff, but then COVID happened. But it allowed our world to have a once in a lifetime paradigm shift. Where it was like, okay, well, we're all home. What do we do?
Yeah, March
And a lot of
2020,
people,
everything changed.
a lot of people started having ideas that they would
Yep.
not have had the day
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
And
like
I think then, yeah,
this
exactly.
we lodged March 2020 because like, hey, everyone's at home, let's do it.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. And then, you know, you have kind of like a more of a democratization of entertainment and media. Look at, you know, companies like the Daily Wire, you know what I'm saying? They're becoming a juggernaut because of this whole paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Look at the big two, DC and Marvel. DC is virtually closing its comics division. I mean, listen, I mean, they're going through a whole lot of changes. They're losing money. And it's like, because the nature of the landscape of entertainment is changing.
Yeah.
And the things that were once very, very profitable are not as profitable. If you look at the comics industry, guess what's selling the most now? It's manga. Manga is selling the most, more so than comic book, superhero comics or whatever. So it's like, you know, and so now you have a whole ton of people, ton of artists who wouldn't necessarily have been picked up by DC or Marvel. They're doing their own things. They're starting their Indiegogo campaigns, and then they're making lots of money, and they're getting the attention of Hollywood and the big two, whatever. And so, you know, we pretty much have kind of hopped onto that same type of a model now.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, and I do agree with you. Like, I mean, COVID changed everything. It really changed the way like so many businesses function. So many people were willing to take risks and try stuff, and it reshuffled everything.
I think
everything changed for that.
I think you had a lot of people that had been sitting on really cool ideas, or sitting on some things that they wanted to do, but they might have been trepidatious, I guess, you know, with everything going on. But then when COVID hit, they were like, you know what? I'm gonna roll.
I think I'm gonna take a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a chance.
To step out on faith and really try something. Now it may not always work, but guess what? You do have to. You got to try.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, a lot of people have decided to quit their jobs to, you know, launch passion because it's time. You know, what better time to do it than now, if you're ever going to do it. And so, you know, and really, I mean, I think Dominion and, you know, kind of the pivot, the Terminus Media pivot. By the way, for those of you guys who don't know, Terminus Media wasn't always faith and family friendly. We were kind of like your typical mainstream you know, superhero comic book company. And so we kind of came to a come to Jesus moment, like in 2019, like literally before COVID hit, and really wanted to kind of live out our faith in our business. You know what I'm saying? And really that's where things started to change. And, you know, we cut a lot of titles and, you know, broke a lot of relationships, and, you know, we've been all the better as a result of it. So, you know, now we're doing really, really good, real quality products. As part of business, you have to kind of see what's selling, what's not selling, and then whatever isn't selling, you get rid of and you start over. And that's what we did. We had to scale down a whole lot of stuff, focus on 1 or 2 products. We have, you know, Samson, and we have Dominion, and then we have other things in the backlog. One of which is going to be as a giveaway today. And so, but really it's all about really focusing on what's really, really strong, building it up. Yeah, it may take time, maybe even years, but if you're really committed to it and you're getting really good, solid feedback, then it's worthwhile.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's been amazing to see like how much like Terminus is like making those changes has really started taking it down a new path and started opening those doors for just this whole new venture to go into. You know, like you said, it's like, you know, it was pretty much like a normal everyday like comic company doing all this stuff, and it's like, and that reshuffle is like really started a brand new chapter of life for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that we, you know, as a business had to make a decision. You know, what do we want to put out in the world, and we wanted to put out good things. It's not all Christian. Some of it is. Dominion is, Christian. It's literally like a C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia in space. That's really what it is like. And part of that decision was, how do we want to get people reading the Bible more? How do we do that? But how do we make it entertaining? How do we make non-Christians want to take a look at it? Okay, well, maybe throw a comparison to Game of Thrones. That's what they're watching. Yeah, this is kind of like that without all the sex and whatever suggestive situations. But we've come to learn that there is a really good way to have a crossover audience, and Dominion was a really good way to do it. It's a really good way to do it. And so we're really excited, and we have a whole lot of new artwork now for book 4, and it's just like we are going in we're really leveling up in a lot of ways. And I think one of my students might be watching because he says he likes to listen to podcasts. He's struggling, so
oh, that's awesome,
Michael. What's up?
I think that made him actually follow. We actually got a follow during the conversation, and I didn't want to shout it out because we were in the middle of a chat, but we got a follow from Michael Shea Art.
That's Michael.
So I was thinking that's probably him. So thank you, welcome to the Comic Clan, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the conversation today. We've also got Lizzie Dixon Art in chat saying he's totally right. I've had to scale down my projects too. It's a necessary pain of the trade.
It is. I mean, it's sometimes one of my old professors I went to a Regent University Christian school in Virginia, and one of my professors said, he's a film professor, said sometimes in order to get the best quality products, you have to kill your babies. Sometimes there are those projects that are just like your baby. It's like, man, I really love it. I love it. But you're not asking the right question. The right question is, does anyone else love it? If you're the only one that loves it, then that's a problem if you want to make money. So we had to say, okay, well, there's some things that are working. There's some things that are not working. And let's go ahead and focus on just a few things. Do it really, really well. That's why Dominion is expanding and it's getting so much better, because we just decided to focus all our resources into that. And so when we did that, then we were able to get people like Matt Baker, who did Samson, to come on and say, hey man, do you want to do a variant cover? And he was like, oh yeah, man, he's in Australia right now, and we kind of do the chat back and forth, and he's like, yo, and any day. It's so we're like, cool. And so that's part of one of the image package that I sent you. Is the Matt Baker Dominion variant cover.
Let me throw that up. I've got a screenshot here with both the covers from the regular cover, and then the one on the right that people can now see in chat. The one of Jonathan with the lightning and the blue around him is the Matt Baker variant, which Barron, your artwork is absolutely gorgeous in this book. All the stuff you've sent me is stunning.
Yes.
But as soon as I saw that variant cover, I'm like, I'm getting that. That has to be bought, man. It's it looks amazing. It's like
listen, I'm humble enough to say, yo, I gotta level up. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, that's the awesome thing about humility. Humility says, I can still learn. I can still grow. You know what I'm saying? That's why, when you have Shaq and Kobe on the same team, both level up, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that's how I see it. I say, oh, okay, well, you'll hand me that cover, I will raise you a better cover. You know what I'm saying? So you get better and better. So man, having, and then he's gonna be also working on other things with us as well, Border Wars and other things as well. So it's like, having those relationships, good, solid brothers in the Lord who are just really good artists at the top of their game. Man, please, you know what I'm saying? That's priceless right there. So
it's really
absolutely
we're very, very blessed. But yeah, man, but in expansion, we are kind of shedding light on different areas of our galaxy. We're literally building out a galaxy. And in chapter 4, the story is it begins in the Mishmash Nebula, where it's kind of like this neutral zone. It's like a demilitarized zone where Jonathan and his small fleet they're seeking to head off an impending invasion. There is this experimental battle group that the Philistines have dispatched, and they've somehow co-opted some of Dominion technology to travel faster than they've been ever able to travel. And they're literally leaping through space and time. And in this one spot, Jonathan is calculated and his team have said, okay, this is where they're going to show up. We just got to be here so that they don't go any farther. This is the end of the line for them.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the story. The other part of the story is going to be in the planet that is within this nebula called Agilon. That's actually in the Bible. And Agilon, for us in our universe, is the Dominion waste planet. This is the recycling planet. This is where they send all their garbage. And so this is going to set the stage for this kind of a showdown between Saul and his son Jonathan. This is where in the Bible, Saul basically said, hey man, you know, we're going to go after the Philistines, but no one eat, no one rest, no one do anything.
Yeah.
If you disobey my orders, then that's your life. You're going to die.
Yeah.
And of course, Jonathan disobeys the orders.
Of course.
And so now you're going to see our rendition of this scene. It's not exactly word for word, you know, from the Bible. Our book is inspired by it.
Yeah.
That's why we're able to have all these mechs and whatever.
Yeah.
But you're going to see this showdown between Saul and Jonathan. But the reason why I chose this garbage planet is because this is, number one, something we haven't seen in Dominion, but number two, it's such a great scene. It's almost kind of like that scene on Mustafar in the Star Wars prequel, you know, where you have like, you know, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader and Anakin, and they're fighting, you know, and the landscape is like destructive, volcanic, whatever.
Yeah.
I always love stuff like that. So I'm like, man, you know, you could get killed in many different ways, not just by your opponent, but what if you fell?
Yeah.
So but that's kind of like what we like to do, is we like to kind of create wonderful, beautiful vistas and worlds that you've never seen before. We're creating new worlds.
Absolutely.
That's what we're doing. So we're having a really good time doing it.
That's phenomenal, and it's like and as you said, we're so hyped to go into this next chapter. As I mentioned earlier, for anyone that missed it, we recently covered like the first 3 chapters in the trade, like as part of our indie comic book club that we do, and really getting to delve back into it again and really getting to reconnect with these characters. And I'm really excited to see the journey that this next chapter of the story takes, because there's so much set up, like obviously that you're talking about Saul and Jonathan, and it's very calmly been building to this big, like, coming to a head, this confrontation between the two of them through the last 3 chapters and everything that's going on there, but also just the other characters in it, like, you know, which I praised during that show as well, the fact of like you done this amazing job of making characters who essentially in the Bible don't really have a character, don't have a personality, and making them characters. Like one of my favorite characters in the whole book is Princess Michael. She's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in the book, her and Jonathan, and like everything about it, and I'm like, there's like none of this character development for her in this story in the Bible, but like you manage to like flesh it out and make this real character who's this real, you have this real connection for him, what she's doing in chapter 3, and then you know, this journey that she's on, helping her, you know, her handmaiden, like going to her planet and, you know, setting it free, and which is really well done in the book, and also like kind of spoils for the end of chapter 3, but like a very well-known biblical character makes his first appearance at the end of chapter 3.
That's David. You can say this. If you haven't read it now, go read it. You know what I'm saying? Go to Indiegogo right now. By the way, just plug in the Indiegogo. Go there right now. If you haven't read 1 through 3, you can either get the trade, or we have a digital bundle for $8. You can catch up, and that also includes book 4 too. So you'll be able to have just the whole digital bundle. There you
go. I mean, that's a deal and a half there for 4 comics.
Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? And so but the thing is, we're introducing or reintroducing characters like the Seraphim Marines.
Yeah. Let me throw up the pictures while we're talking about them as well, because you sent me a bunch of these pictures. A lot of them, the Seraphim Marines, and
they look awesome.
Yeah, this artwork is just, you're seeing them on screen here. Some of the artwork from it, and it's like it looks phenomenal. Like, I just look at these pictures of these Marines, and I'm like, okay, I need to know more about them.
I love the graphic quality of these. I love it.
Man, listen, I grew up with like Thundercats, with Voltron, with He-Man, of course, with all these different types of things, and I'm like, man, I want to do something like that for my universe and have like all sorts of characters. And the Seraphim Marines are kind of like the Israeli military army at the time, but translated into kind of like this high tech tactical unit of just high powered mech suited warriors.
Yeah.
And every one of them has a specific attribute. So you have Abner, Abner's in the Bible. He's King Saul's right hand man. He's like the master chief of the Seraphim.
Yeah.
You have Naomi, who's Cheetah. She is the second in command. She has a much more of a tactical package in her armor. And if at any point Abner falls, she can immediately pick up the leadership of the team. Double redundancy. You have Tech, he has this like little drone on his back that flies off and can do all sorts of cool things, hacking, whatever. Awesome. You have Oni, who is this comms. He's a snow leopard, and he has this comms package in his suit. And I mean, he literally can breach time and space to get a communication back to Gibby if he has to. And then you have, I guess it's Amos, who is a brute. He has this big axe, and he's just like just ready to catch wreck. He can cut a starship in half if he needs to.
That's awesome.
And then you have Abel, who is the heavy weapons specialist, and he has these gigantic cannons that come out of his armor on his back and whatever. And so it's like you can definitely guarantee that 7 of these, or even 6 of them without King Saul, is enough. But King Saul is the leader of the Seraphim. He's Seraphim 01, and he has the strongest of them all. And believe you me, it's not practical, but his armor is gold plated.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be.
I mean, he's Saul. You know what I'm saying? By the way, this alludes to the story when we will eventually get there, David and Goliath, where Saul volunteers his armor to David, and it's way more cumbersome than David will ever need to do what he needs to do.
That'd be really interesting. I didn't even think about that scene, looking at that picture of Saul. Like, yeah, that's going to be the armor he offers David. I'm like, oh, that's going to be interesting to see actually play out. Just shouting out for Ads in the chat there, who said he's just got the digital 1-4 bundle. So there we go. Ads, a long time listener to the show, has picked up chapters 1-4.
It's a good way to catch up. Like I said, $8. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't fail.
Well, that's at $8, and I'm like, $8 for 4 comics to catch up. Like
four digital comics. You'll get 1 through 3 sent to you immediately, and when 4 comes out, we'll send that to you as soon as it's done.
Yeah,
that'll probably be mid August when the books will be shipping. Mid to late August, the books will ship. By the way, we do have some giveaways, and there's some great stickers on the campaign and bookmark. Oh, by the way, all of those Seraphim Marines, they come as a part of a package of collectible bookmarks. So
nice.
you can have them and give them away to your kids or whatever. There's also a donation pack too. By the way, we do believe in enhancing literacy, and so we have a donation package. I think it's $100. You get like 10 books, you know what I'm saying, and you can just give them away. I believe in charity and giving back. So if there's kids in your neighborhood, or kids in youth group, whatever, or even down the street, on the corner, you know what I'm saying, buy some books and just give them away, you know, and that's what we do all the time. We do charity work, and we like to enhance literacy too.
That's really cool, man.
And that's awesome that you're doing that. Like, just it's that amazing way of just being able to give back with what you're doing as well. Like, obviously, like, because, you know, obviously we've talked a lot about the business side of this, and, you know, it's a business, obviously. It's a comic book business. Like, we're here to sell comic books. That's part of the comic book business, you know. It's like, but just that amazing side to be able to give back as well. And let me pull it up on screen. I don't know how well you can see the campaign and stuff up here. I'm trying to pull it up a little bit so people can see over the top of us right now. So I'll cover our gorgeous faces. But yeah, so right now, I mean, you can see it there. 28 days left on it. We're already at like $278 of the 500 goal. So, like, I mean, we're already powering towards that. And here's all the different bundles you can get just to show off the actual Indiegogo page. Like Volume 1 and Chapter 4 signed, Dominion stickers, Dominion digital chapters 1 to 3, Chapter 4 digital PDF, digital bundle, Volume 1 digital, collector's bookmarks, Dominion Chapter 4 signed, Chapter 4 variant cover, Dominion donation bundle for $100 with all of the stuff that Barron was just talking about. We've got a Dominion Royal bundle for $150. You know, there's so many different options, and I just wanted to take a chance just to pull up the Indiegogo because I know we're really kind of talking about it today.
By the way, we don't ship worldwide because it's very, very cost prohibitive. But if you know someone who was in another country, I was talking to a guy in the UK. We can work something out. You know, you can just get the digital book and then maybe contact me. You do contact at terminusmedia.com, and we'll figure it out. You know, because I really do want people, you know, who are in other countries who really like what we do to have something physical if they want it. And so somehow figure it out. I know, you know, I was talking to Matt, and he's trying to get some books in Australia. Man, it's a lot to ship to Australia. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And
it
so,
really is.
you know, what I like to do is maybe try to see if we can get a group of people to buy the book and then somehow try to ship in one shipping. And so, you know, so we're trying to figure that out, how to maybe have a representative in a specific country or part of the world, and maybe just get them a bundle of books, and then you know cover the shipping like that. Instead of shipping 20 books, we ship one box.
Yeah, no, that absolutely makes sense, because like, yeah, the further you get out of the States, like going to somewhere like Australia and stuff, it's the more expensive that becomes.
It's almost $100, bro.
You know, for shipping like one or two books, it's like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's with the media mail shipping through the UPS media mail. It's usually like really, really cheap. But you know, nowadays, you know, the supply chain and shipping and all that, it's just really cost prohibitive to ship to another country.
Yeah,
that's so bonkers.
Yeah, and that's crazy. But there, if you're in another country, you know, people in another country, as Barron said, by all means, reach out to them. Let's see if we can do something to get them out there. You know,
get the digital book online so you can have the story. But also contact me directly to contact at Terminus Media. Maybe put, you know, care of Dr. Bell in the subject line. And then if you know someone in another country who would like to get a physical copy of the book, just let me know.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome that you're willing to do that. You know, it's like that's it. Because as comic fans, you know, it's like it's great getting digital comics, but there is something about picking up a physical copy as well. And
you know, 100%. I mean, it's good to have it in your hands. I'll sign it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, being able, like I said, you know, I see every person who purchases a book. I don't call them a customer. You guys are my friends. So it's like, you know, you will have access to me directly if you want, you know, if you have a question, whatever. I answer questions all the time. You know what I'm saying? We have a really very lively social media engagement. And so it's like being able to do that is something that, you know, you really don't see from a lot of creators.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You know, and so my thing is, you know, I'm a writer, artist, but I'm also a teacher. So there's a lot of different things that I do. I have a YouTube channel where we do kind of do some little tutorials here and there or whatever. I don't have tons of time to really update it, but I have a ton of art tutorials.
Yeah.
On the YouTube as well.
Yeah, and that's absolutely awesome. And for anyone as well following, like, Dominion or Dr. Bell on social media, I'm trying to remember the command there. So there's a list of all the social medias and stuff, so please go check it out. There's the website, and then of course there's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, pretty much anywhere that you can get your content from, you can find Dominion there. Definitely go and check them out online. So to kind of go back a little into chapter 4, obviously we don't want to go too far into spoiler territory or anything like that, because we want people to buy the book, obviously. You don't want to give everything away for free, obviously. But like, what sort of stuff can we expect coming up in this and like this volume? Like, what are some of the big things we should be looking forward to? Because we've already talked, we're going to get a little bit more David. He was hinted at in the end of the first volume.
Well, David isn't going to be in chapter 4. Chapter 4 is really us drilling down on the relationship between Saul and Jonathan.
Okay.
We've been alluding to kind of like this event that happened in chapter 1. We alluded to it. Jonathan was talking to the queen about, I don't know why father hates me so much, and he almost tried to kill me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this chapter 4 is the payoff of that.
Mm.
After that story wraps up, then we jump to the present, moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're going to see some of David, some the rest of the family dynamic. And then chapter 5 through 7, there's going to be 3 more chapters after 4. We'll wrap it up. Chapters 5 through 7 is literally this ramp up to war. That's really what it is. It's this impending invasion threat. The Philistines have been probing here and there to see the weaknesses of Dominion.
Yeah.
That's why Michael is out trying to shore up the frontier. But yeah, it literally is a ramp up to invasion, and it's going to culminate with a massive, Daniel calls it the Helm's Deep kind of chapter in the book.
That's awesome.
Where it's going to be like this huge, gigantic battle of Gibeah.
Yeah.
The fate of Dominion will be in the balance. So so yeah, that's kind of what you can expect to see. But chapter 4 is a lot of action. I think I sent you some pages. You can see some space battles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then kind of like the showdown between Saul and Jonathan, but it's really kind of breaking down. Saul is starting to unravel.
Yeah.
And here is where you're going to start to see this unraveling happen as a result of his severance from the Almighty. We still don't know where Samuel is. He's missing. He just left.
Yeah.
And Saul is really never going to see him again, but we will see him again.
Yeah.
So we will see Samuel again.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing about Dominion that we get so many good comments about, is just it's action packed. It has a lot of adventure, but the character development is really solid.
Yeah. 100%.
I can't take credit for that. That's the Lord in the Bible, of course, but then it's my co-writer Daniel who starts to really drill deep into pathology and relationships and triangulating relationships now and moving forward into the future. And so it's just pretty amazing the depth that we can bring out of a character that only has a few lines in the Bible.
Yeah.
And even with the character of Saul, we are making him into someone you love to hate him, and you can kind of understand a little bit of his perspective, even though you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like fleshing him out, because he's not just this mustache twirling mad king. He's not.
Yeah.
He's a very complex character who wants to be loved, who wants the love of the Almighty, who wants his family, who wants these things, but he's just very ill-equipped to get what he wants.
Yeah, and I think I've said it a couple of times in the show before, like regarding just even like from the very beginning of like chapter 1, like you've done this amazing job of just humanizing Saul. Like when you see him having the dream and like that confrontation with Samuel, like right at the beginning, it's one of my favorite scenes in any of the comics so far. It's still, but you can feel the heartbreak in him as Samuel tells him he's been cut off, and as he wakes up from the dream, like you can see the brokenness in him. And the amazing thing about doing that and just making that a little bit more real is because like then obviously like you see the descent into madness as he starts to unravel, like you said, and like, but it makes more sense. You start to understand where he's coming from. He is a man that is desperate to hold everything together and is desperately failing. His kingdom's falling apart, his family's falling apart, like everything's just being torn out from under him, and I'm like, and he is desperate to just hold on. And that's the amazing thing about the book, is like the characters really are what keep you. The action's amazing, but the characters really keep you drawn in.
Yeah, looking at Saul as a character in the Bible, it's very easy to dismiss him as just like an awful person. But like, you know, everybody has humanizing qualities about them that you can dig into when you're telling a story, and I think you guys really nailed it with him.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Well, you know, when you think about it, Saul is me. Saul is you. Saul is everyone. We have Saul in us. You know what I'm saying? It's this kind of a madness that, you know, we kind of have to try to hold back sometimes. You know, a lot of times, all the time. It's like this other side of us. It's this, what, you know, the struggle that Paul talks about the flesh versus the spirit. It's the struggle. That's Saul. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan is the other side of that coin. Jonathan has this kind of like a contagious hope. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing, and Daniel's doing such a good job at this, the one thing about Jonathan is Jonathan still believes he can get the love from his father.
He feels like he's trying to win it. Like you can, it's a very tangible.
Yeah.
But Jonathan is his father's only cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? He really is. And even as much as his father mistreats him, he still loves him unconditionally. He still really tries, and he's the one that believes that Saul can be a good king. He does. To his detriment. So it's a tough, complicated story. It's something that we all should be able to relate to.
Yeah, there's a very tangible sense that Jonathan's still trying, like at every turn, he's trying to win his dad's like affection or his dad's approval. Yeah, it's really
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have some of those pages that I sent? I want to just kind of share some of that artwork.
Yeah, I don't see, unless I didn't grab them at the email. Let me double check. I didn't see any for the Beyond the Marines. But I was having trouble accessing them, so I might have missed something. Give me 1 second, I'll just see.
If not, I can send it again. I can send the PDF.
Yeah, the only attachments I'm seeing are the ones for the Marines. If you can send them, I can quickly pull them up on screen though.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this.
Quickly throw them up. And show off a little bit of them, but yeah, I think honestly that's what makes the difference with reading Dominion, is like it's amazing because as it's pitched and as you pitch it online, which it rightfully deserves, it's the whole Star Wars meets Narnia. It's that these amazing fantastical worlds, these amazing fantastical battles, but the characters honestly make the difference because you honestly care about what happens to them. You honestly are drawn in and you care about the story and where it's going to go and what's going to happen to King Saul, what's going to happen to Jonathan, what's going to happen to Michael as she goes off to Bethlehem. You know, it's like what's going to happen to these amazing characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the one thing I hate about certain, kind of shows or whatever is, the certain movies wimp out. They don't want to be brave with loss. And when I say that, I mean you have to be willing to build up a character that people love so much, and then you have to be willing to sacrifice them on the altar of story.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that sacrifice propels the story. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, even if you look at the Chronicles of Narnia, I mean, when Aslan goes to sacrifice himself, that sacrifice was necessary.
Yeah.
Put him on the altar of story. You know what I'm saying? Of course he returns, but you didn't know that when you were first reading.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like those things that have to happen. And then in some certain cases, you have to be willing to lose someone forever. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, we grow through loss. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, it's something that I think that we as storytellers have to be brave enough to do. And I think a lot of people aren't. Or I haven't seen it.
But that's it though, and I think, and that's kind of been, honestly, that's kind of been one of my complaints for like the big two for so long. And I've said this to Nitro a long time. It's like, it's hard to get invested in the modern stories that they're telling because nothing means anything.
Yeah.
Because like a few months down the line, it's all going to get undone. Why should I invest in this character's death? Because they're going to be back in a few months. Why should I invest in this big event that's going to change everything? Because after it's done, everyone's retcon. They're going to retcon and they're going to be back, and it's like, oh, Tony Stark's dead, but don't worry, he'll be back in a few months. It's like it's became a joke in comics at this point of like, if there's no body, there's no death. Well, actually, in comics, even if there is a body, there's no death.
Yeah.
Even if it, it's hard to invest, and that's one of the reasons I kind of have enjoyed venturing into the indie side of things, because stuff that happens in the story matters.
Well, that's why The Walking Dead was so significant. Because I'm talking about the comics.
Oh yeah.
The show is, but the comics will take 50 issues to make you love someone, and then that next issue he's gone.
They're just gone, and you just have to move forward without them.
Keep moving forward. And this is what part of what I teach in my classes. That is the essence of irony. That moment where you, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. That ironic moment where you're like, wait a minute, I thought this was a main character.
Yeah.
Who was still gonna be with us, but wait a minute, he just died. He dead. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like you have to be willing and brave enough to do that. And so, but reaching that those emotional depths, definitely something I'm interested in. Did you get the email I sent across?
I did. I'm just pulling it off right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Go ahead, Nitro.
No, I was gonna say while you're pulling it up, Cross, I think there's a real appetite for like emotionally impactful storytelling. Like you look at stuff like Stranger Things, and I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen the new season or anything like that, but
they don't do that. Our channel hates.
I mean, they do what you're talking about. Though it's truly impactful. They're not sacrificing anything for the story. They're building up the story. They'll take people out of the story if it serves the greater narrative, and it pushes the story forward. And I think they do a really, really good job of it. And I mean, look at all the people who are just like dying to watch another season of it. Like we gotta wait 2 years for that. Like they're like thirsty for that type of storytelling.
I think they understand the fans. They understand because they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like I wouldn't want to write anything that I wouldn't want to watch. I wouldn't write anything that I don't want to read myself. And that's the thing. It's like when you see, like, I think, what was it? One of the writers, Obi-Wan show, didn't know that Leia was the daughter of Anakin.
Yeah.
How are you a writer and not know that?
How does anybody not know that at this point? Star Wars.
Well, I heard that Taika Waititi wanted
wanted Natalie Portman to be in his Star Wars
play
movie.
In his Star Wars movie, and I'm like,
she's been in 3.
She was in like 3 prequel movies, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
so I've got up on screen. I'm copying my screen over so we can see it. But the sample one you sent of just some of the artwork, showing off Celestia Galaxy, showing off some of the ships and the fighting, and this artwork is just stunning.
Yeah.
This is.
You were talking about, Dr. Bell. You were talking about backgrounds a little earlier. These are crazy. Like, these are crazy good.
Well, you got to
think
space
backgrounds are amazing.
I want to thank, number one, Daniel Chan is our graphic designer. He actually designed the Celestia Galaxy map. He designs all our maps.
Yeah.
He is just phenomenal. Kind of like, you guys. I'm not sure if you've read House of X and Powers of 10 with Jonathan Hickman.
Mm-hmm.
I've started reading it. I haven't finished.
Well, he has all these phenomenal charts, all sorts of really cool stuff. So I was like, man, Daniel, do something like that. So it's like, so Daniel Chan does a lot of maps and things like that. Christopher Hunt and Alicia Bernhardt, they are on a color team. Chris is the lead colorist, and so that nebula, that's all Chris. It's the phenomenal. Colors. All Chris. I mean, he's just a particularly talented artist when it comes to this type of work and color. So he's amazing.
That's so cool.
That's some phenomenal.
That chart is sick.
Yeah, I showed off a few of the pages there for it, and it looks amazing. Just simple shots, it's like ready to jump out of the ship, and you're seeing the stars in the background, and just even like it just. The images feel very full but not overwhelmed by just the little details. It's so well done.
Yeah.
Shout out quickly. Sorry, I just want to do shout out quickly in the chat. Thank you so much, Seal the Centurion, for that subscribe for 19 months in a row. So thank you, Seal. Appreciate that, brother. But yeah, like that artwork is just absolutely stunning. It really is.
That initial scene where they're blasting out of the side of the ship, that's like Battlestar Galactica all the way. I mean, come on, man. It's like you will be able to tell my influences. You know what I'm saying? Battlestar Galactica, Dune, Star Wars, Chronicles of Riddick. Those are like serious influences for me. Yeah,
and that's it. And you can see it in the work as well. And it's like but it's done so well that it's done as an homage. Like it doesn't feel too much like the thing. It feels like that's a little homage here and that's a little homage there to what's going on. It's
I think everyone needs an influence.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Every creator does that. It's like your creation and what you put out there is influenced by the stuff that you love, or it's just you naturally take it on and you naturally want to channel a little bit of it into what you're doing. Why? Because you love it, so of course you would want to. Of course you'd want to have it influence and affect you in a positive way. It's like I think that's natural for any creator.
Well, yeah, absolutely. By the way, I want to remind you that I do have a couple of books that we can give away. I have Dominion, of course, Volume 1.
Yeah, we can we can go ahead and do it now.
Radio Free America. So these are 2 books. By the way, I don't really talk very much about this book.
Radio Free America.
And I'm not sure if you guys got a copy of it yet. Did I ever send you guys a copy?
We did not get a copy of Radio Free America. But since it's one that you don't talk about as well, why don't you let our audience know what is Radio Free America? What is it about? Because a lot of them probably haven't heard about it. So let's take a chance.
This is on sale at terminusmedia.com/shop. But this is like my first real graphic novel I did with Terminus Media, and I had just the idea of what would happen in the hood if World War III came. And this is kind of like, I call it like Red Dawn meets The Wire.
Nice.
And it's like literally like this DJ in South Philly. What happens the day that the Russians decide to attack?
Yeah.
And the Russians attack. As a matter of fact, I think I have an image in the show. Guess what? The Russians show up in the middle of a riot. So you have like this blackout, and it's in South Philly, South Street, and it's you know what I'm saying, the EMP went off and everything went dark.
Yeah.
And so you have this unrest that's happening, and then you have this riot breakout, and then you have like this group of kids, black kids, whatever, and they're confronting the cops, and the cop has the gun drawn on the kids, and then the Russians show up.
Dang.
So
Holy cow.
and so
That's nuts. That's
it
awesome.
has like a lot of you know, kind of I wrote this in 2009, by the way, but who knew the world would look the way it does right now?
Yeah.
And basically they escape across the border. The DJ's name is Moses B. He actually hotwires a bus, an old school bus that's okay with the EMP, puts people on the bus and leads this convoy to the Canadian border.
Nice.
And they get to the Canadian border, and let's see if I can that shot right here. This is the site of them going to the Canadian border.
Dang.
And just getting there, wanting asylum from the Russians that are basically taking over the nation. And they're like, please let us in, please let us in. And so, and then fast forward later, Moses starts this pirate radio station that he calls Radio Free America.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically broadcast code through hip hop.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
To resistance fighters back in occupied U.S. And
that's
so
awesome.
It's really kind of like the saga of this nascent new American revolution that's going to happen based in a refugee camp on the Canadian border. And so it's still on our website for sale. We still sell these books regularly. And
that's
so,
awesome.
But this is a giveaway of that if you want to.
Yeah.
To do that.
Well, let's open it up right now. Since we just talked about Radio Free America, let me open the giveaway up for that in chat. So you'll see the commands up in chat there. So all you have to do is !ticket1 to get a ticket for it. Everyone, it just costs 10 channel points, which pretty much if you've been in chat at any time, you should have 10 channel points. I think you get like 20 automatically, so you should have more than enough to enter this. Get one ticket each. Go ahead and start entering if you want. I'll let the giveaway just run while we chat, and we'll do that one, and then we'll do the others. So we've got Radio Free America, which is going to be signed. I believe you said you're going to sign a copy of the trade paperback.
Volume 1.
Dominion Volume 1, which will be signed also from Dr. Bell.
And then a pack of we got stickers. There's two stickers in the pack. One is we got these I'm not sure if I sent you a picture of that. Let me send you a picture of that. We have the Dominion House of Saul crest sticker. And then we have the Seraphim Marines sticker as well. And let's see, I'm going to send you that real quick.
Nice. Alright. Cool. My email's open. Just go ahead and send it. I'll pull it up and let everyone see. But yeah, that's awesome. So there'll be an opportunity to win Radio Free America, an opportunity to win Dominion Volume 1, and an opportunity to win some Dominion stickers as well, which do look sweet.
We have the bookmarks too.
And the bookmarks as well that Dr. Bell talked about. Yeah.
Okay, I just sent it to you.
Sweet. Come on, update. I love how it's telling me I've got an email, but it's not showing me the email. God, I love the internet. Okay. Oh yeah, that Seraphim Marine one is sweet. I really like that a lot. Let me pull that up.
The stickers, by the way, on the Indiegogo, they're $4, $4, and you get 2 stickers for $4.
Yeah, I'll just stick it over the top of us just to quickly bring it up for people. But yeah, so there's the crest of the House of Saul and the Seraphim Marine crest. Which that is a sweet crest. I really like that Seraphim Marine one. That's a really nice crest.
For the honor of the Almighty.
That is really cool. So we'll be giving those away. The bookmarks that you saw earlier from which is the Seraphim, and then of course the comic. So I think that's a good spot to end the giveaway for Radio Free America. Last chance, get a ticket in for it if you do not have one. Okay, for those of you that have put it in, it looks like it's not showing up in the giveaway. You have to put !ticket space 1. There has to be a space between the word ticket and 1 for it to show up, or it's not going to draw.
Yeah, so RT Bible Nerd, Lizzie Dixon Art, and Seal, if you want to resubmit that. So it's !, ticket space 1. But yeah, we've heard, Dr. Bell, we've heard you talk about the Radio Free America comic before, but we've never heard the in-depth about it. So that's really cool, man.
Yeah, that's it's on pause at the moment while we focus on Dominion, but it's not done. We will be adding more to the lore around Radio Free America. So yeah, I'm still excited about it.
That's awesome.
RC, if you're still in chat, sir, if we can get you to resubmit your ticket, I think we're the one that's not resubmitted, and I want to give you a chance. I'll give you another minute or so, and then we'll have to draw a winner from who we've got. But yeah, and thank you so much for this as well, Dr. Bell, for the giveaways. This is absolutely
really
awesome
cool
to do that for our community.
No, I appreciate it. If you guys have not gone over and purchased something at the Indiegogo, now's a good time to do it. Just saying. Want to take advantage of this time while we're here. The books are signed, of course. The variant cover by Matt Baker is freaking amazing. But yeah, it's just very exciting to see things develop.
All right, so I'm closing the giveaway. And winner is Lizzie Dixon. You won the giveaway for Radio Free America signed by Dr. Bell.
You will get Cross. Will you get her information?
Yep, we'll get her information. I'll get that forwarded on to you. So we'll now open the one for the Dominion giveaway. And it'll be the same as before, just ticket will cost 10. You can buy one each. So that one should be open, so you can go enter. And Lizzie, you can enter again if you want. Because we don't have a vast amount of people like entering for it, so by all means. But yeah, like I'm really excited for the future of Terminus Media, and I'm really excited for the future of Dominion and the direction it's going. It just sounds like there's a lot of great stuff happening with the company, and it's really good to hear.
I'll say just just a little bit of behind the curtain. So we are definitely expanding as far as the Dominion world is concerned. We have the Border Wars spinoff that we're going to be working on. May even do a Seraphim Marines spinoff as well. So that there's, because they do in the Bible, you get this kind of like a tension between David and Saul's people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have David's mighty men, which I got some really huge plans for mighty men. But you also have, the Seraphim Marines. So there's going to be some tensions to that. That'll probably make a good spin-off situation. Animation definitely is in the future of Dominion. That's something that we'll, as soon as we wrap up the saga of the House of Saul early next year, we'll probably take a break from the story before we get into David to just promote the previous books, and then try to work on some pitch decks for the Dominion animated stuff we want to do.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, cool. That's exciting, man.
Yeah, it's really exciting to hear like actually venturing into the world of animation for Dominion, and I mean it's a world that's set up like beautifully to be turned into animation, and
we get a lot of comments about that. So I mean, if you hear something enough, you kind of know it's real. So
absolutely. All right, closing the giveaway on that one. And Seal the Centurion has won the signed copy
Nice.
of Dominion Volume 1. Congratulations, Seal.
Nice.
Alright, and then we have got some bookmarks and some stickers from Dominion.
Yeah, the bookmark is the pack. It's like a pack of 7 with the Seraphim. So each Seraphim has its own bookmark.
Nice.
So that's what you would get in that pack.
Alright. Alright, so the bookmark giveaway is open, and you said it was 1 or 2 bookmarks, like sets that you said?
It is it's 1 set of the bookmarks and 1 set of the stickers.
1 set of the bookmarks, 1 set of the stickers. Okay, so the first one drawn here will be for the bookmarks, and then we'll do a drawing for the stickers. Looks like at the moment Arch the Babel Murder is running unopposed to get the bookmarks. I'll give it another few seconds for people to come in if anyone wants to.
If Archie Bible Nerd loses, then that's a problem.
I was going to say at the moment it should be fairly certain that he's getting bookmarks, but we'll. But you never know. Like, it could be anyone's game. I kind of wish if he did, because the only ones that have been entering so far are Seal and Lizzie, and it's like they've technically won a comic each. So I'm like, well, we should actually get something out of that now. There's only 3 of them. You know what? We'll close it out. Archie, which I love the chat, is like Archie Bible Nerd won the giveaway with 100% chance to win.
Oh my gosh!
May the odds be ever in your favor.
No greater odds. No greater odds.
Alright, one last giveaway. Y'all can enter for this one as well. For the set of the stickers, that was the ones we put up on screen for the 2 emblems. I had my caps lock on the wrong way. I don't care. It's the last giveaway. Might as well just throw it up as is. Hey Zena, how's it going, sweetheart? Good to see you. Welcome on in. We are just doing a little bit of some giveaways. So again, exclamation mark ticket space 1 to get a ticket for a chance to win some stickers. So we're giving away Radio Free America, Dominion, and the Seraphim bookmarks. And this is the chance for the Dominion House of Saul emblem and the Seraphim Marine emblem stickers. Alright, so I got one last second. If you want to get it in, yeah, Zena, you can go ahead and enter as well if you want. Exclamation mark ticket space 1, and I'll put you in for the giveaway. And for anyone else who's not entered, this is the last of the giveaways for today. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, closing out. And the winner for that is Seal the Centurion.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, Zena, you got in just that little bit late for that. Sorry, sweetheart. But Seal, to go along with your Dominion comic that you won, you're also getting some Dominion stickers coming your way. So congratulations to Lizzie Dixon for winning the Radio Free America, for Seal for winning the stickers and Dominion Volume 1, and to Arch the Bible Nerd for winning the Seraphim bookmarks. So we will get your information.
If I can get the information, I'll probably be able to put them in the mail maybe next week. I gotta make sure I have the stickers and the bookmarks here. So the print run is coming. It's just not here yet. So just as soon as I get them, I'll put them in the mail for you.
No problem at all. So if you guys can hit me up on Discord, just either in the Comics and the Cross Discord or in the drop me a DM there, and we will get you all set up. Get your information. I'll shoot that over to Dr. Bell and get those out to you.
I'm gonna have to leave in a minute, but I did want to say that first and foremost, thank you guys for having me on. Thank you guys who are out there listening in the crowd. If you have ever any questions, just go to contact@terminusmedia.com. put in your subject line question for Dr. Bell, and I will get it and answer your question if you ever want. If you need an art question, whatever question about the Minion, whatever, maybe industry-based question, I'm here for you, most def. The only thing I ask of you is go to the Indiegogo, share it with your friends, support. It's good quality, family-friendly content. We're trying to build an alternative to mainstream media, and we definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. For everyone, I've just thrown up the Dominion socials there again. Go and follow them along on social media. Go and check out the website. Like Dr. Bell said, if you need to reach out, by all means, go ahead and reach out to him as well. And then also as well for, give me a sec if I can spell correctly. Yep. Sorry, my mind blanked in spelling for a second there. But there is a link for the Indiegogo for Dominion Fall of the House of Saul Chapter 4. If you want to check out the previous ones, you can pick up either Volume 1 or Chapters 1 to 3. We did a review of it in our Indie Comic Book Club. But you can hit that Indiegogo and go and see an amazing amount of perks that you can get from there. Ranging from digital copies, physical copies, from the bookmarks, the stickers, the variant cover from Matt Baker, the whole bunch of stuff going on there. So go and check it out. There's a lot to opt in for over there. But I want to just say a massive thank you, Dr. Bell, for coming back on the show, for hanging out with us again, for bringing Daniel in from all the way from Capital City Comic Con.
The man on the street.
You're literally involved with him wandering around Comic Con and getting to chat with him as well. That was awesome. But thank you so much. Absolutely appreciate you coming on and getting to hang out with you every time, Dr. Bell. It's always a blast. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all later.
Absolutely. Right, you take care. Have a good day, sir.
Okay.
All right.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so that was cool. So yeah, everyone, you know us, we're big proponents for shouting out with Dominion. We've been with Dominion pretty much since they launched Chapter 1 and have been massive fans of it. Please go over and check out our YouTube if you want to catch our Indie Comic Book Club talking about Volume 1 of it and to get caught up with it. And also go and pick it up for yourself. Seal, you'll get yours in the mail because you just won a copy. I love Seal's comment though, like that. It's like, yeah, I've loved every comic I've won so far. And I'm like, yeah, you seem to keep winning comics in our show. It's like, glad you guys were doing what you do. Thank you so much, Sam and Scrib. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with us. But this has been a blast. This was a little bit different today, obviously with Daniel being at the Comic-Con and getting to talk with him at the first half and hearing how they're doing out there, and we got a little bit more of the business side of stuff as well and how they're doing and starting to see the expansion of Terminus Media, which is
I'm telling
cool.
You, the art is it's crazy. It's on another level. Like, I know we were talking about that, but
it really is. I'm going to throw
noticeably like improved.
Yeah, I'm going to throw them up again a little bit while we're chatting here. But yeah, I mean, look at this artwork. Like that, the regular cover's amazing. I still love that. The cover on the right is the Matt Baker variant cover for Chapter 4, which I absolutely adore. Like, I saw that and I'm like, awesome. I have to have it. And then of course the bookmarks and the Seraphim Marines. The art for them is just stunning. Like, the characters just look amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
And it's like it's so good. And what's on the last page? No, the last page is just us because I was sharing a screen. I'm like, what did I have another page for? I'm like, oh, that's why. I was sharing the screen because I had the other stuff pulled up because he sent me some stuff during it. But yeah, this has been an absolute blast, man.
Yeah,
getting to talk more Dominion. I'm excited for more Dominion. I'm excited to see where the comic goes, to see the adventure, and yeah, getting to see as we delve into, you know, it's the fall of the House of Saul, so this is really coming to the end of Saul's time and starting to head into David's time, and
we want to see Goliath and David so bad.
Yeah.
Every time we have him on, we're like, when is Goliath coming?
Well, that's it though. Is like literally we had freaking Goliath like hinted at in the first book.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, and it wasn't even like totally him. It was they found a giant footprint and they're like, oh my goodness, it's a Goliath. And it's like, no, it's not a Goliath. That's only stories. And that's it. That has been the references to Goliath in this book. And I'm like, even at the end of the day when he's saying, yeah, it's leading to this big battle at the end of it, to Goliath's coming.
It's happening.
But even at the end of chapter 3, we got the first look at David as well, so I'm excited to see as we start to venture into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if you see me looking off screen. I'm pulling up Twitch because just so we're ready to go and
how dare you
to go and raid and actually see who's on. You know, because it usually helps to raid someone that's actually live, or otherwise it doesn't really work. But thank you so much for everyone joining us today. We will of course be back throughout the week. My lovely wife Jay will be back tomorrow, continuing with some Phasmophobia. She has a team together all set to do a little bit of ghost hunting, so please come and join her. 8:30 I believe it is tomorrow night. For that, also please as well, massive shout out to her. Go and check out on social media My Cup of Tea 1775. My lovely wife Jay is actually going to be venturing out into some of her own stuff. She is going to be doing a podcast along with Mrs. Nitro, talking about arts and literature and different things like that. So they're going to be venturing out on their own, and she is of course working on her own artwork that will be for sale soon.
Oh, it's awesome. You showed me some of the paintings, and it's just they're crazy.
And then eventually I think she's hoping to launch her own Twitch channel off of it as well, so please go and follow her on social media. Please go and check out her stuff. She has a Facebook, she has a Twitter, she has Instagram. We've got a YouTube channel set up where we're going to be putting a lot of her videos of stuff she's recorded with us over there to kick her off. I don't have the link set up. I've got a command set up for the links and stuff for that. But please go and check her out and show her some support. We'd greatly appreciate that. I'll be back on Tuesday night at 8:30, continuing my playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn. I have been absolutely adoring that game, so I'm so hyped to get back into it. Thursday night, you back on Thursday?
Thursday night, I'll be back. Hopefully we're going to be starting a new commission piece for Just Me D, who's a really good friend of the channel. If not, we will continue what we did last week with some D&D stuff, which I should make just a slight announcement here.
Yeah, making crosses sweet.
Oh yeah,
that I've got on my phone background now.
So we talked about this a little bit on Thursday night, but Comics in the Cross is venturing into some Dungeons and Dragons.
We are. I will preface this by saying we are in very early stages of setting up. We don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing.
We're very early, like we're just literally getting into this.
This started with a random tweet, a random, very tired, very late tweet from yours truly about wanting to play it after I watched the finale of Stranger Things. And then none other but our good friend Tom Levine responded to said tweet about wanting to start a campaign. So we are in the very, very early talks of...
To which I responded and basically went, you two are going to play, I want to play.
For those of you who don't know who Tom Levine is, we've had him on the show. We've reviewed his indie comic, Beckett's Last Mixtape. He's written for Todd McFarlane. He's written for Spawn. He's a published comic book author. He is more than likely... I've reached out to him today to get some clarification, ask some questions and stuff like that, but I think he might be leading a D&D campaign for us. Not 100% sure.
At the very least, he'll be playing with us.
He's going to be playing with us, which is freaking awesome. So we've been talking nonstop ad nauseum about our characters, about what class we're going to be.
We really have like for two guys that don't have a clue what they're talking about with D&D. Like,
I have my Amazon delivery card up, and the dice are like 4 stops away. My dice are 4 stops away, guys.
We ordered our first dice for D&D, and I'm like,
so
I feel really awesome that they're coming. I also feel like such a nerd as well, like that. My D&D dice are almost here, you know.
Yeah. So we literally and I mean this with all sense of the word literal. Literally have no idea what we're doing. We've never played before. None of us have. So it's so far there's 4 of us. Again, very early stages. We're trying to figure out what the group's going to look like, how many people are going to be in. So we will keep everybody posted. But I wanted to let everybody know that that's coming down the pike. No idea when we're going to do it, what day of the week it's going to be, how often we're going to do it, but we'll get those details hashed out.
Yeah. We don't even have a full list of who's playing. We know that Tom's either going to be leading it or playing with us. The 2 of us are obviously playing, and then our lovely wives are going to be playing as well.
Yes.
Beyond that, I know we've had some interest from people. We've not made decisions on anyone else playing with us yet. We're going to talk about that because we don't want it to be too big of a party. Playing, especially for our first one. So we'll definitely be delving into that. And let's be honest, it was the last thing we're not doing is Geeks.
It was a matter of time. I mean, let's be real here.
Like comics, movies, TV, sci-fi, anime, like manga, like we're covering pretty much everything. Like, you're doing comic book art on channel. Like, the only thing we're not doing is D&D. So eventually we had to.
To kind of piggyback off this conversation, Cross was very generous and created a couple of D&D channels on our Discord. So if you're not following us on our Discord, go give us a shout out and just get nerdy with us. All right, let's get nerdy.
Let's get nerdy. It's another new shirt.
We'll be. I don't know if we're gonna be back this Friday, Cross, with some Sea of Thieves.
This Friday, I think we should be. I'll get back to you on that one to see what's going on with it. We should be doing some Sea of Thieves. I'm wanting to try and shake things up a little bit and do like movie nights and different things like that. But since the last movie night I tried to set up basically resulted in my autocorrect saying something wrong, and the whole conversation after that was about the autocorrect and no one responding to the movie. We never did a movie.
Yeah, we'll do a movie blight some other night.
You know, I might just watch a movie on my computer and just put it on Discord, and like if people come, they come. I was like, I'm watching a movie.
We will be back this Sunday though.
We will be back next Sunday. Oh, I'm ready for this one.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. Just come prepared. Come prepared.
We'll be reviewing Thor: Love and Thunder next Sunday, 2:00 Eastern. We went to see it.
You think you know?
Friday night.
You think you know a guy?
And boy, do we have some stuff to say on that movie.
Let's just say after the movie, we went out to the parking lot and we talked for an hour. So.
Was it only an hour? I swear it was longer than that.
It was probably longer.
I swear it was way longer than that. Like, because we got out, like, it must have been about 11 something.
Yeah.
I didn't get home till like after 1.
Yeah.
Like, and literally there was no going anywhere. Like, everything was shut. We literally just stood in front of the movie theater ranting.
The people that work at the movie theater were leaving before us. Let's just put it that way.
The mall cop like drove by us a couple of times. I was expecting him to tell us to leave because we'd been there for so long.
Next Sunday is going to be electric.
Oh, sorry, I just seen in chat there, Seal saying, well, if you need a DM or experienced player, hit me up.
Alright.
We might do Seal. We're going to see what Tom's got, like Nitro's walking with him, but if not, if we definitely need that, we'll definitely hit you up for that, because honestly, we could probably use it.
Yeah.
It's something either experienced or a DM to run it, we could probably use it.
I mean, the way my brain works, and I think some people in chat know this, Cross, you definitely know this, but the way that my brain works is when I decide to do something, I get vested in it. And I research the bejesus out of it. So I've researched a lot, I've learned a lot, like I've been reading through rulebook.
Although I'm gonna show how little we know for a second though. Like we were trying to say classes that we're going to play and stuff like that. So Nitro's been like arguing between a couple. And decides he settles on a fighter for this one, and he starts telling me the backstory he's created for this fighter and all this stuff, and starts telling me the amazing like stuff that he's got. He's like getting kicked out the King's Guard and all this, and starts going into all this stuff like, and he's got this amazing dragon scale armor and stuff, and I'm like, and I sent him back a message, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't have that when you're level 1.
I have like level 40 armor on my beginning character.
It's a brand new character, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure at level 1 you can't have that because that would make your like AC class way too high. Oh, and there we go. Speaking of my lovely wife,
nice.
My Cup of Tea 1775, which, by the way, go and click on that Twitch channel because she isn't streaming from there at the moment, but she will be in the future. And is apparently watching with my young son. Strength or dexterity based fighter.
Yeah, my goal is to eventually be an Eldritch Knight because I wanted a magic character, but I heard fighters were the easiest one to start out with, so it'd probably be dexterity, I guess.
Yeah, but he goes like that as like dragon scale armor, and I'm like, not on a level 1 character. There's no way in the world you've got dragon scale armor on a level 1 character. It's like your AC.
I slayed a dragon.
Would be like quadrupled from what it's meant to be. It's like no way.
You can have 10 hit points or 400.
You're going pseudocaster. See, he's typing this stuff in. I don't even know what that means technically. Like pseudocaster.
It's funny that you think I know what that means, Seal. There we go. There we go.
Do I try that one again, Jay? I'm assuming my son's helping type that comment.
Hyperlink inside the text? That's awesome.
I don't know how they did that, but they did that.
I know.
But yeah, again, massive shout out to my lovely wife who's going to be venturing into some of her own personal stuff. If you're a fan of literature, the arts, anything like that, please go and check out My Cup of Tea 1775 on all social media, and be looking for some content on its way. She was so proud she sent her first tweet earlier on today. This woman has never used Twitter before. It was her first tweet. She was very happy with it. So again, I've been forever DM for a group for 5 years that just broke up, so if you need a DM, it may be a match made in heaven there, Seal. You're a DM without a party, and we're a party without a clue. So
yeah, we're definitely gonna take note of that, Seal.
Yeah, so we might definitely be reaching out to you for that one, just you know. Alright, so I think that's it for us though. So yeah, definitely make sure you hang out with us next Sunday. You do not want to miss us ranting about Thor, Love and Thunder. If you love the shows where we go off in one, this is the show for you. Do not miss next week.
You know how these shows that we talked about, DC and the DCEU and all that stuff, just show up tomorrow. Just show up next Sunday.
Just show up, you'll see. But thank you so much for everyone that hung out with us today. Again, another massive shout out to Dr. Bell. Another last little shout out for Dominion's Indiegogo. Go and check it out. Go and click on that link. Check out the amazing perks. It's well worth picking up. And we will see you throughout the week. Remember,
adios.
It's a good week to be a geek. Take care, folks, and have a good one.
See you guys.
Cierra miedo.